Hello, I'm Peter Jones from MazMania. I'm going to show you how to replace the hood on the MX-5. Although this is actually a Mark 1 car, you see it's already got a glass screen. We are going to replace it with another glass screened hood. The same hood is used on the Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 2.5 cars. Mark 3s are totally different. The easy way to remove it is cut it off. The reason I'll cut it off today is to show you exactly where the work needs to be done. So we're now going to remove the rest of the hood, cutting it off, one so that we can see where we're working, and two, get it out of the way. We'll now use the trim tool for removing the carpet studs. The reason it's better to use a trim tool is if you try and twist the studs, you'll tear the heads off. And the trim, they are over £1 each. Okay. So now we've got to remove these 13 M6 nuts. The end ones have to be done manually. And although you could do them all manually, it's much quicker to use a driver. Now we've removed the nuts, we remove the 3 metal set plates which hold the hood, 2 short ones at the corner, long one in the centre. As these are discoloured, we'll actually repaint them as well. Okay. So now we remove the side seals, pull this out of its channel. So we now remove the 3 screws holding the B-pillar ceiling. That leaves us with the one in the bottom of the B-pillar. Now, although this can be accessed with a short screwdriver, it's much easier if you have either an angled screwdriver although we can remove this screw using a short screwdriver, it's much easier to use a bit in the ratchet. And as they were literally £2 exactly, including delivery, off that famous auction site, it makes the job so much easier. There's the screw out and then the B-pillar clamp. You now need to drill the end of the tensioner cable out. If the tensioner cable is broken, it does need repairing. They're £10 each. Replacing, doesn't matter. Okay. So we'll be removing and discarding these old screws, as MazMania supplies you with thicker screws. The reason for the thicker screw is to stretch the nylon clip to stop it being pulled out of the frame. So as we're dealing with nylon clips, probably 20 years old, they've gone brittle. By stretching them, it holds them in the frame. Right, so now we need to clean the drain channels on the car. We can actually see them here, these are actually blocked. Firstly we use a rod to clear them through, and then also hot water to melt the mud. If we overspill here, it just literally comes out of the sills, so it's not a bad idea to clean the sills at the same time. Right, so we're going to start fitting the hood. First part is fit the B-pillar. So just like fitting a boot, pull it down at the bottom of the B-pillar and pull it up into position. Once it's actually in position, we then take one of the longer screws. The benefit of the longer screw, we can actually see what we're doing. So pass it through the clip, pass it through the hood and into the frame. So now we screw the clamp into the bottom of the B-pillar using the ratchet screwdriver. You can use the standard screwdriver that's supplied in the MX-5 toolkit, but it's much easier to use a ratchet. So now we're going to feed the tensioner cable through the hood using a cable tie. Simple as that. Now ready to lay the frame down and fix the B-pillar channel in place. Okay, so now we're going to fit the hood to the B-pillar of the car. We take the channel, put the screw through it, put it through the hole, and it goes into the nylon clip in the frame. The stretcher panel, which is not a headlining, goes over the rear two rails, underneath the first, and tucks into the channel. It's the plastic substrate that actually holds it in location, so we tuck it into the securing pocket and just nip it up. No force particularly needed, it's actually just trapped on the ledge. That side done, just need to come do the other side. So now we take the end of the tensioner cable, get the rivet, put it into the bracket and simply rivet it in place. And then repeat on the other side. So now we're going to rivet the bottom of the hood down at the bottom here. Very important to not miss these rivets out, which people often do, because it makes the hood billow out as you're driving along. It's only 2 rivets. With MazMania hoods they line up perfectly. A majority of other brands, they do not. You may need to punch more holes if they don't line up. So now we fit the front rail. We make sure that each corner goes over between the separators. Once both corners are over, we can then start fitting the front rail to the car. The centre hole is the only round one. On Mark II cars, Mark 2.5s, they dispense with the centre hole, so therefore this will be the starting point, which is the round hole. There's only one round hole, a small round hole I should say, and the others are larger to allow flexibility. So now, having fitted the front rail, we need to refit this seal. First we take the channel, put the screw through the cloth into the nylon clip, so now we refit the seal, screwing it in at the top. Having screwed it in at the top, we just line it, the seal, stretch it into place, and then smooth this into the channel. Having fitted this seal, we then fit the other seal. Just literally line up the fir tree plug, push it into the bottom, and then feed the seal in. Having fed it in on the one side, simple matter, squeeze it in. For ease of clarity, I think if we bring it out vertical, we just literally push it into the channel. And that's that side complete. So now we come to fitting the new foam strip inside the rain rail. By fitting it over the existing, it means that it's nice and soft and supple and stops the water taking the least part of resistance and coming out through the holes. Many people think the rain rail is cracked and it leaks. Usually it's not cracked, it just is literally coming through the holes. So now we tuck the hood into the drain channel, put the hood in, then fasten it over. Initially I'll just secure this with a nut and then tuck the rest of it in. Once we've tucked it all in, we can then put the set plates on. Right, so now we close the hood. And before we tighten it up, we check we haven't missed anything off. Any sagginess around here means you probably haven't connected one of the loops. Okay? So now we can see the MazMania hood fitted and finished. Nothing else fits like a MazMania hood. You can see the ceiling above the side windows. In fact, we can put them up and can literally immediately hold them down. They needn't actually stretch out. Anyone that tells you that a hood needs to stay up for a week or a month is purely because their hoods don't fit the cars. Thank you.